Cyber threats affect every organisation. As a client that's trying to manage cyber risk, you pretty much have to think that your organisation is going to come under attack and will most likely have a cyber threat that they will need to manage and investigate at some point. So everyone needs to make sure that they are taking appropriate and reasonable steps to managing and mitigating cyber threats that their organisation may be at risk of facing.
So the cybersecurity services that Quartermethod offers are typically in the advisory and the preventative space. A lot of the work that we do revolves around prevention, working with organisations to identify their risk and then manage their risk and treat their risk. So to make sure that what we can do is put measures in place to ensure that they can prevent being breached in the first instance. We also have advisory services around response and recovery. So if an organisation does suffer an adverse impact or event, we can work with those organisations to mitigate that incident in a good manner and ensure that they can suffer minimal damage as a result.
So when our Quartermethod experts first walk in the door with a client that's suffering a cyber incident, we are very clear in terms of identifying what the key risks are that they're dealing with at those very early stages in the investigation. From that moment on, we help the client to identify and preserve any of those key evidence sources to ensure that they can use that in any investigation going forward. So an organisation not only needs to consider responding to the initial incident, but also where that matter may actually end up. And that may actually be in a proceeding before a court.
So a client will come to Quartermethod because they want that independent and they want that direct advice around how to treat cybersecurity risk. The cyber risk is another risk, and as long as you are treating it in a very similar risk management approach as you would treat any other risk for the organisation, then typically the organisation can have a good and a resilient cybersecurity strategy.